Have you ever felt confused by his actions? Wondered if he truly cares, or if you're just imagining things? What if I told you that the signs of love aren't always loud or obvious? Sometimes the most profound expressions of affection are silent, subtle, and easy to miss. Today we dive deep into these silent signals of love, guided by the wisdom of Carl Jung, to help you see what you might be overlooking. Love is often portrayed as grand gestures, passionate declarations, and visible signs. But Carl Jung teaches us that much of what drives human connection exists beneath the surface, in the unconscious, the subtle cues, and the language of the soul. These silent signals may be a glance that lingers just a moment longer than necessary, a pause before speaking when you enter a room, or a small act of protection that goes completely unnoticed by everyone except you. Recognizing these signals requires presence, awareness, and trust in your intuition. It means moving beyond surface expectations and tuning into the deeper currents of human psychology. Jung understood that love operates on multiple levels, conscious and unconscious, spoken and unspoken, direct and symbolic. Carl Jung introduced the concept of the shadow, parts of ourselves hidden even from our conscious mind. In relationships, our shadows interact silently, influencing how we express and interpret love. What you might mistake for indifference could be a shadow's defense mechanism or deep-seated fear of vulnerability. Understanding this deeper psychological interplay is essential to decoding silent signals and responding with both compassion and clarity. Men, especially emotionally complex ones, often carry wounds that make direct emotional expression feel dangerous. Their love language might be protection rather than poetry, presence rather than proclamation. This doesn't make their love less real. It makes it more nuanced, requiring a different kind of emotional intelligence to recognize and appreciate. Society often expects love to be loud and dramatic, constant texts, public displays of affection, endless reassurance. But real love doesn't always fit this Hollywood mold. This societal mismatch can cause doubt, loneliness, and frustration in women who are actually receiving love, just not in the packaging they've been taught to recognize. Breaking free from these societal pressures means tuning into deeper truths. It means valuing the man who remembers you mentioned being cold last week and quietly adjusts the thermostat. The one who positions himself between you and potential danger without making a show of it. The one who listens to your problems without immediately trying to fix them, offering instead the gift of his full attention. Learning to notice silent signals invites us on a journey inward. It challenges us to face our fears of abandonment and to heal wounds from past relationships where love was conditional, manipulative, or absent altogether. Embracing silence as a legitimate language of love cultivates patience and emotional resilience. This process, what Jung called individuation, involves integrating both light and shadow within ourselves and others. It means accepting that healthy love doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it simply shows up consistently, quietly, powerfully. Through this inner work, a new authenticity emerges in how you perceive and receive love. You stop chasing loud affirmations and instead begin to see love in its quieter forms. This shift in perception attracts relationships grounded in mutual respect and genuine emotional depth. You learn to show up fully in relationships, not seeking validation, but offering and receiving authentic connection. This authenticity can be disruptive. It may cause discomfort in those still operating from conventional love scripts. But true freedom lies in expressing and recognizing love on authentic terms, yours and his. This creates space for genuine connection that transcends surface-level gestures and reaches into the realm of soul recognition. So, what exactly are these silent signals? They're the subtle protective instincts that kick in when you're in crowded or potentially unsafe spaces. They're remembered details from conversations you had weeks ago, brought up at just the right moment. They're the willingness to sit in comfortable silence when you're processing difficult emotions, offering presence instead of solutions. These signals include the way his energy shifts when you're upset, not with impatience, but with quiet alertness. The way he creates small buffers between you and stress when possible. The way his actions consistently align with his words, even when no one is watching or keeping score. They're unspoken glances across crowded rooms that say, "I see you." They're gentle acts of care woven into ordinary moments. Coffee made exactly how you like it, your favorite snack appearing in the pantry. Small accommodations to your comfort that he never mentions or expects acknowledgement for. Recognizing these signals requires developing what Jung would call conscious awareness. It means practicing mindfulness in your relationships, paying attention not just to what is said, but to what is consistently demonstrated through behavior and energy. The next step is learning how to respond to these silent communications. This means offering appreciation for subtle gestures, rather than waiting for grand romantic displays. It means creating space for different communication styles and trusting your intuition when it tells you someone cares, even if they don't express it in expected ways. It also means cultivating patience when communication isn't direct, understanding that some people show love more easily than they speak it. This doesn't mean accepting poor treatment or emotional unavailability, but rather learning to distinguish between someone who struggles with verbal expression and someone who simply doesn't care. This brings us to a crucial point. Embracing silent signals never means tolerating emotional neglect or ignoring your own needs. Healthy boundaries remain essential. The key is learning to differentiate between someone who loves quietly and someone who's emotionally unavailable or manipulative. Jung teaches us to balance connection with self-preservation, creating relationships where love flows freely and safely. This means knowing when to speak up about your needs and when to simply receive the love being offered in its natural form. Sometimes the loudest love is expressed in the quietest moments. A hand that finds yours during a difficult conversation. Eyes that seek yours first when sharing good news. Actions that consistently prioritize your well-being without fanfare or expectation of gratitude. These moments teach us that love isn't always performance. Sometimes it's presence. It's not always declaration. Sometimes it's demonstration. It's not always what we expect. Sometimes it's exactly what we need, delivered in a package our hearts recognize, even when our minds might miss it. Love whispers in silence, and now you have the lens to hear it. The next time you find yourself questioning whether someone truly cares, look beyond the obvious signals. Notice the subtle ways they show up for you. Pay attention to the quiet consistency of their actions. Remember, some of the most profound love stories are written not in grand gestures, but in the accumulated weight of small silent moments that say, "I see you, I choose you, I'm here." Trust your intuition to recognize these gifts when they appear. If this message resonated with your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Like this video, comment with your own experiences of recognizing silent love signals, and subscribe for more explorations into love, psychology, and the beautiful complexity of human connection. Stay present, stay open, and keep listening to the quiet language of authentic love.